Oh man, we are live here, Podcast Central, YouTube Central, I guess anymore. So let's get things started. First off, if you will go share this stream anywhere you like car stuff, if you would just do me a big favor and share this. I know if you're a first time viewer, you're like, man, this dude just rambles. It's just me here. It's hard to keep it going. So have patience, but this is more of a Q&A. If you have questions about Nissan, things you want to talk about, that's what this is about. So I'm gonna share this link. Let's see, can I do it? All right, copy that. I'm sharing away because I want everybody to join in. Let's see. Come join the right now. Right. Let's hit share to that one. What's up, guys? Oh, awesome. What am I drinking tonight? I am drinking Gentleman Jack tonight. I used to not be much of a Jack guy, and I've grown to really like Gentleman Jack. So let me have patience with me just a second. I'm gonna share. Ronald, save the super chats, man. Let me get out here first so I can get your questions and stuff in. I know right away you're gonna go, hey. All right. All right, we're actually after this. I'm hitting my buddy Ryan Miller up, who, if you don't know, Ryan was on Truck Night in America actually a year ago this weekend. So we're going to try to do a live Instagram back and forth. If you guys want to, if you have time, if you're not too Nissan'd out, we might keep this one short tonight. And yep, he's good. Let's see, I'm telling YouTubers. Oh, sorry guys, I apologize. I know this is totally rude of me for just like, you're like, this dude is just like, I'm totally watching him do office work, but I promise you it's not. Oh, not too. All right, I've shared to my personal page, and I've shared to there. All right, killing that. All right, guys, boom. What's up, Joe Taylor? Cheers, everybody. It's been a great weekend here in the South. Besides, let's see, why is it trying to hide your question? Hey, how's the Great North there, Cordetti? It looks like you're having some fun there in Wrigley, I guess it is. RTT, cheers, everybody. Joe, cheers. Frank, what's up, buddy? Everything in my Nissan world is perfect. Let's see, Andrew, what do you say? Hate Jack, but I do enjoy Gentleman Jack, though. Have a maker's mark because my study abroad trip was canceled due to this stupid. Oh, well, sorry that your trip abroad was canceled, dude. Ronald is a badass, Andrew. So not as much as Cordetti there, Mr. Land of the Northern Adventure. Dude's always killing it up north, man. If you haven't yet, go click his link there and go subscribe, man. He's just always doing all kinds of cool adventure stuff up north. Let's see. What is the latest news on the Pathfinder? Right now, Frank, there isn't any news of the Pathfinder. The biggest news in the Nissan world is basically the automotive world, and it is like Andrew was saying, it is the coronavirus. Which, could we not name it something else? I love Corona beer. I can't have it a lot due to my diet restrictions, but it's my favorite beer. But I can have this. And occasionally I have one of these. So I'm kind of double fisting it tonight. But the biggest news right now is the coronavirus and how it is going to affect all the auto shows. Geneva was just canceled. I know the auto shows are on their deathbed anyways. Most people, it's hard to want to spend $1 million or whatever it costs to get all these cars in place for auto manufacturers anymore with not a lot of return on investment. yeah, people go through the car shows and they still get views, but these auto manufacturers are learning they can do this on their own. Now with the land of social media, you have your own YouTube channel and everything. All these manufacturers do. The press will come to you now. You don't have to like go to each town. They fly to you, including me. I want to be the first to break Frontier news, or I want to be first to break any Nissan news. So it's easier for Nissan or any of these manufacturers, GM or whoever, just to go, here's the date. You come to us. They did it with Corvette. Ford did it with the GT500. So anyways, let's see what else we got going on here. Joe, cheers, buddy. But definitely go follow Cordetti Motorsports, man. It's really cool. Let's see. Corona Beer is taking. Yes, they are. What else we got here? Just W. When do you think lift kits for Pro 4X Frontiers? Just W. Which Frontier are you looking for? Because there's the current Frontier till 2020 is all basically the same. So. Nistec list, who I like to go through, Z1 Motorsports, a couple. Let's see. Yeah, Frank, the shows, they're a dying thing, man. Chicago Auto Show when we visited there was pretty fun. I will say Toyota and FCA, about the only ones that put a ton of money into it. GM had stuff. Dude, your silly Canadian money. How do I don't know what CA10 means, but no, thank you, sir. Thank you. They were about the only big manufacturers. I mean, GM and everybody, they brought cars out, but as far as any big reveals, Toyota at the Chicago, they revealed their new, I want to say it was the RAV4, and then they showed basically their midnight edition trims on the trucks, and that was about it. Jeep, obviously the Jeep, what do they call that? Not the Moab, or whatever their new Mojave is what they call it. That was a big thing. They had a frame, the underpinning under it rolled out, and they showed that. Other than that, there was not a lot of big things there. New York is generally, which is the next one, is generally a car show, and I haven't heard them canceling it yet, but I guarantee you it's not till, when is that? April, I think. So they still got a time to, let's see what happens in the United States with this stupid virus. But I bet money it gets canceled. And then it's Detroit. And now Detroit, I don't know that they would cancel that one, but man, that's the granddaddy here in the United States. And I can see these whittling down. So I can see the Andrew, thank you, sir. Thank you for the $2. I can see that the auto shows, you get a couple. Maybe I would say, gosh, it's hard to say. So Chicago, New York, Detroit, and LA are really our big ones. And even with trucks, it's usually the Texas State Fair that they're revealing trucks at now. Everybody's doing that. So I don't know, man. Let's see. I'm sure I missed some questions here. To be taken out by light beer. Oh man, I'm a Miller Lite guy though, man. I'm not a fancy beer guy. If I'm going to drink beer. Let's see. Yeah, Frank answered that. JKM. I was never one for auto shows. I hate Toronto, which is the closest one to you. Yeah. I never hear much about, in the States, we don't hear a lot about the Canadian car shows. So I hate to sound rude and be like, I don't know much about it, but I really don't. Let's see. 2017. Just W Nistec lifts. Go there. I mean, there's plenty of people that make lift kits, but at the end, they all sell the same thing. A couple of them have their own unique takes on lift kits. But if you're just cheap and want a budget, there's a 2-inch spacer or a 1-inch spacer, and there's lift blocks for the back of a Frontier. If you really want to do it right, new springs in the rear to Deaver. There's a Alcan. There's a couple spring companies that make good lift springs. Front, Radflow seems to be the king of all things lift in the front. Like I said, Nistec Lift sells those. I know a few other companies sell it. And I don't know what Z1's doing right now, but Z1's pretty new to this. Let's see. Andrew, hell yeah, Z1, buddy. Let's see. Let's go through here. Let's see. Thoughts on the new ads with Brie Larson. I was waiting for this, Joe. That's why I put this out there this week. Ronald, cheers, sir. Thank you so much, Ronald. God, you're too kind. I feel like I owe you my firstborn. I'll send him to you. Put him to work, man. He's up in my bonus room right now, not doing anything. Playing games. That's what he's doing. I'll give you one every time I say Z. Dude, I can say Z1 all day long. I can sit there and just pump Z1 like crazy. Let's see. Where was I? You tripped me out. Lost my question here. Centra. So Joe, Brie Larson. Okay, so let's be politically nice here. Let's look at the new Centra ads. So everybody's been clamoring for new Nissan ads. We want ads. We want ads. We want ads. We want show us some love with ads, or show people that don't know about Nissan some ads. So Nissan's went and done that. They hired a new person here, or they didn't hire her. They brought her back from Infinity to the United States to take care of this stuff, marketing, and nice lady. And their first thing is Central. Well, I guess the first one would be the Leaf. If you've seen the Leaf ad where it shows the skydiver or whatever it is, or I forget what the ad is. It's been a while since I've seen it. In the Leaf, that was their first ad that she got to push through, and now it's the Sentra. And of course, Sentra's a heavy hitting car for Nissan. Don't get me wrong; they sell a ton of that car. Price point, it's starting to go up in price point, but price point they still don't make a ton on it. But it's a popular car. So to get Brie Larson, if you don't know, anybody that don't know who Brie Larson is, one of my favorite movies is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. She's one of his evil girlfriends that has to be taken down, and sings is it Metric? I forget the band that she sings a song in. I love the song. But Captain Marvel. So if you don't know who Brie Larson is, it's Captain Marvel. Now let's dig a little deeper. Captain Marvel ticked a lot of people off within the comic movie worlds. And I know this is the Nissan world, but we're digging deep. So she's pretty active environmentally and stuff, and women's rights and stuff. No harm, no foul with that. But she kind of split the comic world with some of her comments. So I did find it interesting that Nissan went after her as a spokesperson. I don't know that she's super recognizable yet, but maybe that plays into Nissan's not cheapness, but she's sort of a budget celebrity they can put in that spot to kind of get some brand recognition. So I'm curious what you guys think. I thought it was a little divisive, if I'm using that word correctly, that it's the poor lady's not getting the promotion or whatever, and it's the big mean guy telling her no. She gets in the car and it's like, yeah, be more assertive basically, and then it shows her stomping out of the car like ready to kick some ass. But I don't know, man. That's kind of my thoughts on it. Like I said, Joe, I'm not sure what your thoughts on it or how y'all took it. I generally probably look into these a little deeper than maybe you guys do. I don't know. Let's see. Ronald, the Rogue, Pathfinder, Armada, and Frontier redesigns are in 2021. Do I know the order? I do not. Rogue, I think, actually, I'll say this. I think Rogue is scheduled for New York Auto Show. I know the plant is running trials on it right now in Smyrna. So I do know that, but I don't know which trials they're running. If it's trial 2, PT2, that means it's close to production, and it would make sense that New York Auto Show would be where they're going to release it. And we've talked about this before. Nissan is great about like hiding things. They're not like Ford. I'm sure you guys seen the Bronco this week. I posted it up where spy shots are taken, and it's usually Ford or these manufacturers, especially the big three. They love like teasing, oh, these are spy shots, and they get sold off. They tell a photographer, be right here. He's there. He gets a picture of it, or they're driving down the road. I will say when was it? 2015, they were testing the Navara here in Tennessee, and they didn't want it to be recognized. And once cameras got out, which it took off like crazy. I had a friend who saw it, he was sending me pictures as he was snapping it down the road, and they darted off. Like they didn't want that truck seen going to the plant. So a little tidbit of Navarro was they were looking at bringing that here. So sorry, it's a long-winded one. So if I had to guess, Ronald, Rogue, I would say Rogue for New York, Pathfinder probably for Detroit, maybe Frontier for Detroit. And I don't know on Armada if they wait till maybe the first of next year to bring it out. I'm not sure on Armada. I haven't. Obviously, we've all seen what it's going to look like, but I haven't heard anything. Armada's not a hot topic for me to cover. I do keep my ears open for it, but there's a few cars like that, Altima. There's a few things like I listen for news, but I don't go out of my way to find it. Let's see. W, thanks for the info. No problem, man. Like I said, there's a bunch of brands out there. I'm partial to Niztec or Z1 or if you need rock sliders like White Knuckles, who I've had a pretty good partnership over the years with. After that, there's plenty of information on forums and Facebook, and ultimately, I guess it counts to what do you want to spend on it, because you can get up to rad flows. You're spending a lot of money for a lift. SPC upper control arms usually seems to be the go-to for new upper control arms. I've heard that you can get them on what's the auto parts place you can buy crap from? They sell sort of a Chinese knockoff version. Any news? Let's see. JKM JDM. Any news on the next generation Z? I haven't Googled anything in so long. I'm out of the loop. No news on Z right now. A couple weeks ago, the fake news started popping again about. If you haven't, go look at my video. I did one, I want to say in November sometime, where Car and Driver or somebody showed a guy out at Nuremberg testing a current-looking Z, and it had Nissan on the side of it and stuff. And they're like, they're testing the new suspension of the Z. There it is. And I'm like, who in their right mind believes Nissan's stamping Nissan all over these cars with the Z that they're trying to hide from everybody? It was just dumb. No news is good news on the Z. I keep hearing 400Z. I don't believe that. If anything, I think you might see a 300 again. I was at Z1 Motorsport, bam, a couple weeks ago, and playing around with some of the 3-liter turbos that's in the Infinity, the Q60, and they're putting them in the 370Zs. They've been toying around with those. Did a video on it. You can see us kind of drifting around with it. That motor will scoot, and I think it's the perfect motor for the next generation Z. It a lot of horsepower from the factory, easily tunable. And I know the guys at Z1, they've got a manual conversion for it, which it doesn't. Normally it's paddle shift in the Infinity. But dude, they took me out in the Infinity that they tuned with the 3-liter paddle shift, and it was just scoot like it was. We were probably 45. He just gunned it, and dude, it was laying rubber all down the road, man. I was very impressed with it. Of course, Z1, everything they touch is pretty nice. Let's see, where else we at? Andrew, how about Regal's Corolla virus ad? I haven't seen that one. Man, I feel bad. I should have seen that. Let's see. JK, I hope that answers. There's not a lot of Z news. The Z, and I've talked about this before, and I feel rambly, but first off, the Z is, it's all Japanese produced and tested. They hide those cars really well till they want the public to see that, especially in Japan. They don't like sneaking stuff out. Be Toyota, Mitsubishi, or anybody. They that when it's ready to come out, you'll know definitely. But it is definitely coming out, and I had heard that Z comes out soon, and GTR gets put on hold for maybe 3 years, is what I've heard. That they actually shut GTR down. And if I don't tell me this, guys, and I'll answer some of your questions, but let me ask you guys something. Would you rather have a Skyline GTR or a car called a GTR? Now, nothing against the R35. I think it's an amazing vehicle, but part of Carlos Ghosn's goofy deal was oh, let's sell just a GTR that we can sell globally around the world. And people who really knew that car, they knew it was a Skyline GTR. It was a Skyline that the GTR badge meant something. Now you've got so many versions of a GTR that I can't keep up with a Nismo and the Nismo track, and I don't know, man. I think it's very confusing, even though I think it's a great car and would like to have one in my driveway soon. I think it would be awesome for the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, I have some news for you guys on that too. Let me get to some more questions here. I don't want to feel like I'm being rude. Cornetti, let's see. I hear Province of Quebec embraces Nissan products, so I hear the Nissan Sentra will be available in a manual in Canada 2021. I haven't heard anything about a manual. I think the days of manual are dead, man. And I'll tell you in a minute. I can't talk about that. But I don't see many things coming out with the manual anymore. I really don't. Andrew, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, man. You're too kind, sir. You are too kind. Let's see. Answer that one. Matt, would you recommend buying one of the imported four-door Safaris or a pickup red Japanese fire truck? Okay, let's get into that a little bit, Matt. So I don't mind importing vehicles when you can do it legally. Adam LZ, I don't know if you know about this, but he brought in a Nuremberg Spec 2, purple Nuremberg Spec 3 GTR, Skyline GTR, and it was all over his YouTube channel. And come to find out, you're not allowed to import those cars. Even as show cars, they're not allowed to be imported. They've not gone through all the proper things. And the dude was bragging about it on his YouTube channel. And it's a shame because eventually that car will be, it will be crushed. Unfortunately, there's people are thinking if you state title these cars that it gets through the system, but no, the federal government will catch up with you and they will get that car. So I'm a big patrol guy. Is it a Y62? I always get the body codes on those wrongs, but the last generation patrol is my favorite SUV of all time. Especially if I could get a Brazilian one here with the actual left-hand drive. My buddy Oz, four-wheel drive, has a few of those. What are you doing there, bud? Go on. My buddy Oz, four-wheel drive, go check out his social media, man. He's always posting. He's been importing patrols, by the way, into the United States legally. And he has a killer one, man. He's got the last generation, but it was brought in by a Brazilian family that moved to the United States. And I guess through the legal systems, if you own a car in another country, you can bring it in and get it registered and stuff properly. And then a couple of years down the road, they sold it and they ended up selling it to him for quite a penny. But there is legal ways to do it. I would go with a patrol. I do like the patrol trucks, though you don't see many of the late 80s. I think it's the last trucks you see. I'm not super up. I mean, I like patrols, but I'm not like every variant of them. But I would go with the four-door if I was going to do a patrol. I don't like the two doors personally. Let's see. Good thing my trip was canceled. Andrew. Trip me out, dude. Let's see. Joe Taylor, where do I work in the day? Are you suggesting I'm not a vampire? What if I'm a vampire and I go to sleep in a coffin all day, Joe? Let's see, Joe. As the Nissan media thing kicks in more, this is going slowly trying to turn into my day job. To do that, I need a lot of subscribers on YouTube. But, drum roll, I'm a land surveyor here in Middle Tennessee. So part of my, let's see, I'll give you my whole history. Why not? So, out of school, I'm a traveling musician, playing music here in Middle Tennessee and around the East Coast, trying to make it as a rock star. And I started a family, caused me to settle down. My father ran a survey business, so it was a natural fit for me to come in. And my dog's, I don't know what his deal is. Natural fit for me to be a land surveyor. So I've done that for 20, let's see, 97 or 98. So 22 years, something like that. So that's my current day job. If you see anything on my Instagram, the DRB and KGB Instagram, you'll see a lot of me surveying and stuff and being goofy that way. But Guys, let me let the dog out. He's acting all silly. All right, Brooks, come on, buddy. Let's go. All righty. Silly dogs. But yes, I'm an engineer / land surveyor during my day job. But I am looking to make this the YouTube and just, you know, journalism in general more of my business. This does take up quite a bit of my time though, and between that and I'm a 10-year-old girls softball coach, so I got that going for me. Though that doesn't pay very well. It seems to cost me more. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm getting through your. I know I'm behind. Let's see. Alien Workshop. Hey everybody, what's up, Alien? What's going on, buddy? Andrew. I don't know. Andrew and Ronald are going for super chat supremacy. It looks like. Which, hey, speaking of that, guys, and so you know, I like to be pretty upfront about it. Clearly, this doesn't make a ton of money, but right now we're saving up money to go to bring Danny to Road Atlanta. Z1 Motorsports invited us to come down to their track. They're going to have a couple track days late June, I think it is, and they've invited us to come down and cover it and maybe get to ride a few cars. So that's our goals of right now too, by the way. So those super chats are greatly appreciated, and they do go to a good spot. Let's see. Joe Taylor, if the 2021 Frontier is not as good as you expect it to be, would you consider the Titan or something else? Joe, something else being another brand? Is that what you're asking? I'll let you chime in on that. Let's see. I will check out. Where was it, Andrew? Let's see. I will check it out on Bo's weekend. I'm sure it's funny. Dude, I love Regal Nissan, though. Bo and Holden down there, man. Holden's been a less part of this. He's been, like, super busy. But those guys are my favorite Nissan dealership. And I called them up. Actually, I talked to Holden yesterday about something new for the channel. So there's that. Let's see. Skyline GTR, Joe Taylor says. And I agree, Joe. Let's see. I like cars with the name. Yes, keep the Skyline name. I, too, agree, Credity. Let's see. Andrew Norris. Hey, Ronald. I see you're upping all live videos. Oh, you're driving 1,000 miles listening to the NMP, you poor bastard, man. I apologize, Andrew. Don't start at episode 1 because we were very green then. Very, very green. Let's see. And speaking of that, do any of you actually listen to the audio side of this? I pump the audio side now on YouTube because it does help with our watch time and ad revenue. But are you guys? Do you hit tell Alexa to find us, or however you do that? Oh wait, who just? Andrew. Dude, Andrew, you guys are too kind, man. I greatly appreciate the super chat funds, man. I really do. It does mean a lot to me that you guys would show support that way. Now let me scroll back up and see. Andrew. Let's see. Alien Workshop. I just seen a gunmetal gray R32 in Washington States. Yeah, dude. There are a few 32s, and you're starting to see the 33s more. And we're coming up on R34 time too. 98's first year of that, so not too long for that one. I've got a buddy here. I did an interview with him on the audio side. He's got a GTS, I believe it is, 33, and I really want that car very badly. And he's just put a new motor in it. He had cam bearings or something go out. Forget what happened to that one. Let's see, Andrew. It's time to give back, dude. Seriously, thank you so much. RRT for life. Cafe ratings being what they are, manuals will be a thing of the past very soon. I definitely. I don't know that it's cafe ratings because they're really just for, you know, obviously safety and miles per gallon. But I just think not enough people drive manual transmissions anymore. That there were, I think it was like 5% of the auto sales are manual transmissions anymore. So let's see. Wouldn't it be cool though if the next Z has a dual clutch, which I think it will. Trying to get back. I can't stand the alphabet soup, numbers, and letters. Yes. I'm huge with you on that, dude. I cannot stand when Mercedes and all these C-Class and like I don't know. I need a name for a car. Now, clearly, the Germans, that's kind of what they're known for. But when Infiniti, like what was it, 10 years ago, decided to go from G's back to the Q thing, and it was a mess, and they never explained it to anybody. They just sort of did it. And when I worked for Nissan at the plant here in Smyrna, Tennessee, during the downturn, we were building what at the time was called the JX35, which is now called the QX60, which is their midsize SUV. Yeah, so you have a year and a half of J35s out there now. I don't know. It bugs me. But then again, I don't think Nissan needs Infiniti anymore. So let's see. Hey, Andrew. Cheers, dude. I've had a couple too. Let's see. Are there legal R34s in the country? Yes, there are legal R34s in the country, but they can only be race cars or show cars, or if a manufacturer brings one in to test product and stuff on. And I think that still falls in like the show category. But there are legal 34s in the United States. Now they can't be plated and drove around, but they are here. There's actually one for sale in Murfreesboro. If y'all want to see something fun, I believe it's one of the cars that was legally passed through California standards in the late whenever they do that, early 2000s. There is an R34 for sale in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's blue, it's pretty, and they want $130,000 for it with an ungodly 130,000 miles or something. But it'll fetch it eventually. The guy's got Lambos. He's got all kinds of cool cars, man. I guess he's just bored with it now. I think he actually has two of them. I want to say he's got a gray one too, but I don't know if that one's legal. Let's see. Yes, Adam has so many cars. Yeah, Adam is an interesting dude. I like watching his channel, Adam LZ, who I'm talking about. But at times he can be a douchebag. Like he's definitely let the YouTube celebrity thing kind of get to him a little bit. But he does, like, they do build some really cool stuff too, man. So, and he drives it. Motorworks, yes. Let's see. Import in 2025. Yes, Matt. Definitely, there's legal ways to do it. Top Importers, I think is the name of it. They do their due diligence bringing in a car. And if you go back and you listen to the Skyline GTS interview I did, the guy talks about in that interview that how he imported the car and how he's seen pictures of it from Japan and how the process of getting it here. And then they beat the crap out of the car by the time it got here. Let's see. Ronald, if the Titan fits in my garage, I would gladly get it, but I don't think so. You'll have to get the Frontier, the 2121 Frontier. Ronald, I would go Frontier, man. But then again, I don't know your requirements there. How is it? So everybody knows Ronald lives in Hawaii, and Ronald is stuck on a cruise ship, sadly. So Ronald, if you drink, cheers to you, sir. I know the cruise life is hard, but it sounds like it's a pretty good living for you there. How is it full-size trucks in Hawaii, Ronald? I would be curious to know your opinion. Are there a lot there? Does it matter? I know I see a lot of Jeeps, a lot of cars. Let's see. And then being in Hawaii, you have to pay that more, to get them there. It's more expensive. You live in the land of awesome, but yet you paid for it, I guess. Alien, let's see. Oh, they got one of the from Mexico, I'm assuming, Alien, that the little 4-door hard bodies. Some of those came with little turbo diesels. And might be from the Y60, but yeah, the 4-doors were really cool looking. You don't see them much, but they're definitely really cool looking. Of course, they got that stuff out of America before we actually got those cool 4-doors. And of course, Nissan bringing back the 4-door truck in the late 90s when nobody else was doing it. They need to get back to that, like be the trendsetter, not the follower. Let's see. You're pissed with your 05 Titan right now. No NO2. Let's see. AC is leaking both sides. Common problem. So both my floorboards are soaked. Ew. Scan artists on their recalls as well. Your truck's supposed to what? Dude, find you a some dealers are just crappy with recalls, and if you can print it out, take it to them, actual Nissan recalls, the Boltons and stuff, nail their ass. Let's see. If I were the CEO of Nissan, what would I fix right away? Brand image, really. By doing, for one, I would publicly start doing ads for doing away with CVT transmissions. So your Versa is going to always have a CVT. There's certain cars that just are going to be CVTs, but Ultima Maxima would definitely get real transmissions. Maxima is probably go EV, which I've heard they're playing with that or playing around with that anyways. I got a bunch of super chats. So what is going on? Alien Tribe, dude, no way, man. What is going, dude? Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for that. And I don't mean to take away from. I'm trying to get all the questions from upper. Let's see. Sorry, Ronald, killing it again. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. So yes, I would publicly do away with CVT transmissions in the bigger cars. Clearly, Nissan knows how to make a 9-speed work in the trucks. Why can't they do it in the cars? I have thoughts on. Tell me what you guys think of this. So we all know the Frontier's coming, and hey, once again, and I don't mean to be rude. If you hit the like button on this, if you're enjoying this, or please, it does keep pushing it up into Google or in YouTube's analytics, and does help. By the way, not that you guys haven't shown me enough love as is, but so my first thing is Frontier. If I'm really honest about Nissan USA, I start teasing these ads, and I've talked to some people that in the know about this. I start teasing Frontier, and if there is a body on frame SUV, which I think there is one, I think something's coming. All you see is it's dusk at night, so you just see the background is just the orange of the sun setting, and you see headlights coming straight at you, and you just can see dust coming out of them. I mean, these trucks are doing 100 miles an hour through the desert, and all you see is dust with these new headlights coming at you. And I just start teasing that. And I mean, like, I would tease the piss. At least if you're going to tease them, don't do like you've seen the Bronco basically, or when Chevy did the new Camaro, where it was in every Transformers movies for 5 years before you could buy the thing. There's a way to tease these things. And literally, so when I'll let you in on this. So when they were taking photos and videos for the new Titan, a buddy of mine that films all that stuff, dude, they had SWAT or ex-Navy SEALs around the canyon where they did that, man, keeping people away from there. Like, it can be done. They can secretly like do this stuff, and that would be my thing. I think Frontier. I think trucks are so hot now in general that's what you come out with a punch. And you throw every dollar you have at it. And I think that's why the Frontier's being delayed right now. It's because they're throwing every dollar they have. They know this has to be a home run for Nissan. So that would be where I start. And I apologize for being so long-winded on that. Let's see. So hopefully, Joe, that answers your questions. Alien dude, I'm sorry that you've had so many problems with yours. Let's see. Andrew, cheers. Let's see. Andrew says, I've listened to everything on iTunes. I think it ran at 12. Done 12, 42, and 87 presently. Well, I don't remember what 12. I know what 13 is. 13 tells, if you want to listen to me ramble, episode 13 of the podcast tells how I kind of got into the Nissan internet business. It's a good one. We've kind of backed off of the podcast a little bit. I've been doing one a month. I may bump it up. I've got a bunch of interviews I got to get out, so I may bump it up to 2 a month, just so you know. Let's see. Cooper Concepts. I listen on my way to work. It takes a couple days to get through one, but it's a 10-mile drive. Cooper, I hope it doesn't make your start of the drive too bad for you. But hopefully you enjoy it. Let's see. Consumers 3% of auto sales are manual. Yeah, it's tough, dude. Alien. Multiple R32s and R33s over the years. R34 once. Nice. Let's see. RRT for life. What do we got here? Is that less people are buying them or less people driving manuals? I would say it's less people buying them. RRT for life. It used to be the manual transmission was looked down upon. It was the starter car, unless it was a sports car. Like if you bought a Sentra and it was a manual, it was probably the base because you couldn't afford the automatic transmission. And for some reason, that perception's always stuck with those cars. So I think that's part of what hurts manuals. That and people are lazy. Don't get me wrong. Hell, kids nowadays don't want to even drive cars. So my son didn't get his license till he was 18, and my family are car nuts. I mean, like, my whole family are car nuts. Matt, what is the Instagram? My personal Instagram is DRBANDKGB. If you want to follow me, it's usually just my boring personal life. Nothing super Nissan exciting, but you're welcome to follow me. Alien, I've seen Washington. I live out from British Columbia, so nice, yeah. Canadian rules are a little different on importing cars, but still pretty tough. Joe Taylor, would you and Kelly consider a next generation Rogue or Pathfinder for a daily driver? Are you asking because you would like to what my opinion is of them? Because no, I would not consider either of those. I think they're fine vehicles. I don't mean to sound horrible about that. But I'm just not. Kelly, come here a minute. There was a question for you.
I wasn't ready.
Sorry.
I'm just letting it out.
Sorry. Kelly's here. Kelly. All right. So where is it at?
Hi, guys.
Wife Kelly, you've seen her on the channel. We're about to do a video of we're about to turn in the Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Sad times. Where was it?
Would you and Kelly?
Yes, right here. So Kelly, would you consider the next generation Rogue or Pathfinder as a daily driver? Camera's up here.
I'm thinking.
I
don't know. I don't like the current Pathfinder. I'll be really honest. It's
a soccer mom car.
That's the best way to put it. And he's not putting words in my mouth. That's legit my thoughts on it. It's a soccer mom cart, and I'm not a soccer mom. I'm a softball mom. And
Kelly loves her Xterra.
I love my Xterra, and I love the Titan. So for me, those are too bougie. The bougiest I would get, and it's pretty dang bougie, would be the Infiniti. What is it? The QX80.
Yes, she fell in love with the QX80.
I fell in love with the QX80 at the Chicago Auto Show.
Which, if you don't know, the Nissan Patrol or the Armada here in the States.
But for me, I like that because of the size of it. So the Pathfinder is not. If it had the looks of the Armada or the QX80. I'm a smaller version.
More masculine,
I would be,
maybe? More masculine,
yeah, I think that's the way to put it. And same for the Rogue. Like they're not edgy enough for me to say that I would drive it as my daily driver. It needs some oomph.
Yeah.
It's too feminine, I guess is the right way to say it.
But then again, like a lot of women we see driving around town in Jeeps and stuff. Or I mean, a lot of people we see driving around in lifted Wranglers are women in this area. So,
that's true. That's true.
So, I think, women want to show that they're kick-ass drivers and be in kick-ass vehicles. So, I mean, there's a place definitely for the Rogue. And if we had a long commute, I would think we would probably, if we had we just needed a vehicle that great mileage, I think I would consider that, but no.
But I drive 6 miles to work. So it's not.
And I drive 4 miles in a company vehicle.
So even if it were just to cost me a gallon a day, I'm okay with that.
So speaking of that, Kelly, before I answer more of these questions, we're about to buy a fun car for the podcast, aren't we?
We are.
So most of you know. Here, pull up
I was gonna say I didn't.
I know Kelly didn't. She didn't come in expecting this, but I think it's appropriate.
Share the seat.
I'll share a seat. So we are about to buy something. I know we're about to buy something fun for the podcast, and we've been like this weekend. We were out looking, just scouring. We're looking for something unique Nissan. Now, that doesn't mean us Sentra, Ultima. Like I want something fun for the podcast. So, what do you guys suggest we look for in Nissan? Now, it can't be over 15 years old. I don't want something that basically I have to restore. But what would you guys, if you wanted a quirky Nissan vehicle, what would you guys look at? And I'll tell you in a little bit what we might be choosing. But Alpine Tribe, dude, thank you so much, man. Once again, that money goes to get Danny into Road Atlanta with us. So dude, it's
appreciate you.
By far, you are the heavy hitter. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Andrew, damn it. Hey, Andrew, Z1 Motorsports. He's been donating every time I say that. He's a good guy. Let's see. Ronald out. Wow. We have a lot of full-size trucks and mid-size trucks in Hawaii. That's cool.
I wouldn't have thought that.
No, because Ronald was talking, he thought about a Titan for if it would fit in his garage. But let's see. Let's see where we at. Your wife will be mad at you. Yeah, Ronald, don't make your wife mad. I can only send so many hats and T-shirts your way.
Yeah, don't. We don't like to be mad, but we'll do it.
Let's see. Let's see. I like it. It's from Japan. Hard body. Let's see. Punch up the thumbs. Yes, please. Oh, you went from 3 to 12, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody that shared the link to this. It does mean a lot. 10%. Cooper Concepts. I'd love to see another body on frame SUV. I bet you would. And coming tomorrow, if you if you're subscribed and ring the little bell.
Ring
the ding.
Ding.
You will see the latest video we're dropping, or I'm dropping, on my thoughts of a new Nissan midsize SUV.
I've heard it over and over and over.
She heard me editing, so
he asked me to watch it, and I said I don't need to. I've already heard it.
But let's see. But yes, we in the United States need a mid-sized body on frame SUV, something fierce. JKM, JD. Let's see. They definitely need to rebrand. Like people I know, Nissans are looking for mom SUVs. Still, though, you got to look. JKM, they sell a ton of Rogues, so clearly they hit on something. It was at one time the best-selling midsize, or I forget what category that fits in, but it was their best-selling little SUV at one point. The Rogue isn't nice. My dad would. Oh my God. My dad is a hardcore GM guy. And Kelly, what happened when we took him to Regal Nissan?
Oh, we went to Regal Nissan, and he was pretty much trading in his mom's vehicle.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't need a car.
My dad is 78 years old. Mm-hmm. Put this in perspective. They've been retired for more than 10 years.
Yep. Shortly after we got married.
They don't need another car payment. And my dad was itching to drop for El Rogue. He loves the blue they put on that thing. And I fight with him constantly. Quit calling my buddy Holden.
I think if we had not told Holden not to keep pushing him, because we told Holden, we were like, no, he doesn't need this. I think he would have driven off the lot with a new Rogue.
Yes, and we were taking my son down there to buy his 17
it wasn't
Sentra.
even for us.
Yeah.
It was for him.
Alpine. Let's see. Is 10 feet of snow.
10,000 feet.
Oh, 10,000 feet. I know where you're at in Colorado, sir. Let's see. What Marty, how's the shoulder doing? For one thing, buddy, we're shoulder pals. We both had reconstructive surgery. Yeah, Marty was on. He was on the Titan Adventure with me.
Oh.
Marty was like, "Hey, Dave, don't do shit with your shoulder."
Right.
Because Marty He had the same surgery and.
Marty, I told him
fell
the
off a ladder or something and
ouch.
Yeah, and tore it up.
So you had the torn labrum too?
Yeah, so I had my wife here telling me not to hurt it, and then I had Marty in Utah telling me to
Thank you, Marty. Thank you.
Let's see. Pathfinder.
Yes, I agree. I agree on the Pathfinder.
Yes. Let's see. It's all because of you, Ronald. They love your...
Right, love the Pathfinder.
Tim with pickup truck plus SUV talk. What is going on, sir?
Hey,
if you guys don't follow my buddy Tim there at Pickup Truck and SUV Talk, you better do so, or else I'm going to crush Kelly's Xterra.
Whoa!
I'm going to just drive it off a cliff.
Whoa!
Where's the keys?
Hidden from you.
But my buddy Tim over there, man, he does amazing journalistic stuff with trucks and SUVs. If you couldn't tell from his name, so
Super
go
cool
follow him or else. And we got to have some drinks with him
We
in
Super
Chicago.
cool dude.
Let's see. Bring Alien. Okay, so Nissan would like to bring a hard body back to the United States. They just can't get it to pass crash testing. They was it the WD-21 or is that the Xterra? I get the body codes mixed up, but they would like to bring that that little pup truck back. But they're using the same frame and everything, but they just couldn't do it. Let's
Does
see.
everyone in our family have one? Yes.
Where? What? Where are we at?
Joe Taylor.
Oh, wait.
Does everyone in your family have a Nissan?
Alpine, the Xterra with less bullshit features. Yes, or bullshit, but I think it was bullshit. Yes, and that's my thoughts. And if y'all watch my video tomorrow, you'll see my opinion of something like that.
NNP makes delivering pizzas worth it. Go, Andrew!
Andrew, dude, once again, thank you, sir. And thanks Z1 Motorsports for having me down there.
Yes.
Let's see. You can hear my lawnmower neighbors with their little Mazda or whatever they're driving around. Let's see. Marty, I've been trying to figure out how to do that. I am not sure what happened. Send something. Okay, I'm lost, Marty.
I think it was his super chat that he sent.
Oh,
he was trying to understand how to do it. He didn't know how to do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Marty.
Leave it to the wife with logic.
This is my technical advisor.
Yeah.
So let's see. Does everybody in my family have a Nissan?
In our house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she comes from a GM household.
I do. I grew up in a GM household. And so when I bought my Maxima, traded in my Chevy Cobalt for my Maxima.
Your Chevy Chase Cobalt?
My Chevy Chase Cobalt. I was probably pretty close to being kicked out of the family when we drove up with that after we left the dealership.
Yes. Her parents were very pissed off that she
not
bought
happy.
A Tennessee-made Maxima.
Right.
And that's kind of when I brought you to the brand a little bit was like literally our friends and family somehow benefit from Nissan being here. And I was like, at the end of the day, I know your parents work for GM and it benefited in Detroit where you're from. It did benefit that area. But here in Tennessee, Nissan does a lot for the community and just helps all my friends put food on their table. So at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, from a selfish perspective, I liked the interior of the Nissan much better than the Chevy. Like
you were
behind.
heartbroken. Okay, so we lost her Maxima. We had to.
We did.
We went through bankruptcy when the collapse happened in the 09.
And we had a baby.
And we did, and a lot of bills. And I lost engineering. When you're a land surveyor engineer for home construction, and they're not making homes, it's hard to make a living. So sadly, we lost your Maxima in that. But
it was hard.
You love that car though.
I did love that car.
And she put it in a ditch too, by the way.
I did put it in a ditch.
Come home crying.
I did. So long story short, it was Labor Day. I was driving home. It had just rained a little bit, and it was that pavement where it's like fresh tar, just slick. I was going with the flow of traffic, and my tires took off, and
it's up there, Tim. Here.
It is. It's there somewhere.
Go ahead. Keep telling your story. There you go, Tim. There's the pink flamingo.
My tires took off, and I ended up doing a 180 and ended up in a ditch. Guy was out there bush hogging. For those of you not from the Tennessee area, that just means that he was out cutting the yard. It was a curvy road. His field.
Yes.
It was a curvy road, and the guy said, "I think you're all right." He said, "You're lucky. Most everybody else runs up in the other side of the road in the river." And I went, "Okay." Drove home, told Dave, I was like, "I'm fine.
Oh, I think
the car's fine."
She's like, "Oh, the car's fine." I go out there and there's what, $6 grand worth of damage.
There's a fog light hanging from it. There's dirt in between the tire and the rim. Yeah, it was bad.
Fun is busted. But
anyway,
so that was your first. That was your first Nissan.
That was my first Nissan.
And then we got you your Xterra.
Yep.
She wanted an Xterra so bad because I run the national Xterra meet at the time, which is now Windrock. You wanted to play with the big boys and get your own Xterra. And at the one we had our 2000 Xterra, and we ended up, don't hate us Nissan community, but we bought her a Toyota Sequoia, which was a really nice SUV. It really was.
That was my version of soccer mom car. Yeah. That's my version of it.
And it just wasn't cutting it. And I don't think we had that, 6 months?
We bought it on Mother's Day weekend, and we turned it in first weekend in September.
Yeah, and she got her Xterra.
And I got my Xterra.
You've been a Nissan ever since. Let's see. Alpine Tribe. Hi, Kelly. Andrew. Hi, Kelly. Cordetti. Hello. Let's see. Bring the Sylvia back to S Chassis. I see a chance that S Chassis could come back. David Parrish. Let's see. There's so much fun to drive. Let's. Yes, Kelly. Tim, you know Kelly is the boss of this channel. Tammy Copeland, keep your Alpine in line, ma'am.
Are they related?
Yes, that's husband and wife. Let's see.
Welcome.
Ronald, thank you again. Oh, that's for Kelly.
Aw, thanks, Ronald.
She don't drink this, or I'd make her cheers you.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
see.
can't do that.
Did the banjos play when you ran off the road and met the guy?
I really felt like they might have. Had I ended up in the river, the banjos probably would have come. They probably would have.
They probably would have. But no, it was only like a mile or two from the house.
Yeah, it was like a half mile.
Not every
mile.
Tennessean here has banjos, I promise you. And speaking of that, let's see. I want to say, before I answer your question, Andrew, I want to say a big shout out to everybody in North Nashville. Now, I got a lot of people hit us up and say, hey, I hope you guys are all right. If you didn't hear the tornadoes that came through last Monday, devastating to North Nashville and Northeast Nashville, Hermitage, Mount Juliet, and on to Cookeville, which is like 150 miles away from Nashville.
Yeah, so for those that didn't know, there was a tornado that hit the ground, and it was on the ground for 50 miles. So it was on the ground for over an hour, and it did some major devastation.
I don't even know the death numbers now, but it's high. There's still
one county. No, there's not 77 missing anymore. It was down to like 13 the other day. Okay. But at one point in one county alone, there was 77 people that were unaccounted for, and my most recent no was 13 from that county. The death toll, the last I heard, was up to like 25 or 30 people,
right?
Including some children in that.
Right.
So.
There was one family, the whole family, and they had a little baby, and everybody.
Yeah, it was a man and woman and like an 18-month-old baby that died.
Yeah. So
that's just one of the stories.
And it was, I guess, 150 miles or more of devastation.
Yeah.
It was a long tornado.
They said it was as wide as 5 houses.
Yes. But just devastated the community here. Now, of course, some of this, it hurts Nissan directly because they've lost some people there that probably work for the company. So I want to say my condolences to anybody watching this who did lose a family member. We are definitely thinking about you guys. So for those that obviously were okay, we are about 35 miles south of where that happened. So thank you to everybody who did reach out to us and ask if we were okay. I do want to mention that. And it is sad times. Like they're all kinds of volunteers this weekend. Like it's devastating what's happening.
They've actually had to turn away volunteers because they've had too
Which
many
is
people.
a bit like that's a Tennessee thing.
It is. It's a Tennessee thing. Like you hear the Tennessee Volunteers and legit, it is. We are the Tennessee Volunteers. They have to turn people away and all of that because we just show up.
Let's see. Andrew just had his study abroad trip canceled and don't know if he's getting his refund. That said, needs to. I need another 50 to send to me. Dude, seriously, guys, you've blessed us very much tonight, man. So once again, all this money goes to help get Danny here or just basically fund what we're doing. So I know there's some of the, like, if we can collect enough down the road, part of it is we want to come to you guys and film your awesome vehicles. We want to come interview you and test drive your vehicles if you would allow us. And what have you done to your Nissan that makes it cool? And we've gotten a taste of it. Our buddy Cody, we did a little kind of a pilot version on his SAS Xterra when he was out at California. Danny got to do that. So
at California.
Yes,
in California.
California way. Let's see. Tammy claims it's sexy ass. I bet.
That's all right. We claim each other too.
Alien had a 87 300Z XT. That car was badass. And Alien, my buddies over at Z1, those guys, like, you want to see some Zs. I was knocked out. Like, you drive in the driveway, and every employee there's like 40, it seemed like, 350s or 370s there. In the showroom, they've got a couple of their Zs, and I'm going to share one of the owner's personal Z. And when they were a nothing company, he bought this car. And it shows what they've done with it. It's really cool. The 300 is by far my favorite Z. They're not as fast as the modern Zs, but I just think they looked like a sports car should. Let's see.
Chevy Cobalts are disgusting.
Yeah, it was a fun little car.
It was a fun little car. I bought it one of the first years. Mine was an 06. If I could have built this car, this one was built for me because it had all the bells and whistles. The only thing it didn't have was OnStar. So it had sport. It had Pirellis on it. It was the whole sport.
Yeah, she did suffer from that problem of the deadly thing of where it just shuts off.
Yes.
she did have a problem.
And
with
I
that.
actually experienced that before anybody was saying anything. So I'm just the dumb girl taking it into the dealership saying my car's broken. And they say, no, you're a dumb girl.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty
And set
much.
me off.
Pretty much. The Cobalt is still a neon. Yeah, base.
It is better than a neon.
It was entry level car, you know. I mean, that's what it was. Let's see. Tim, pickup truck plus SUV talk. You know, I would come up there and wrench on your vehicle with you gladly.
How difficult is it to get into Nebraska, though?
Yes,
You have to wait till the summer.
Where pickup truck and SUV talk is, my understanding is it's a nightmare to get out of there. So, let's see. We ordered from Z1.
Woo-hoo.
They are great. Yes, Z1 is great. And I'm not just saying that. I literally went firsthand, and I don't want to show too much of their operation because not trade secrets, but they do it right. Why do they want to share video? They have plenty of their own videos how they do it. They have an office that literally I saw 4 guys or 5 guys on the phones answering your questions, taking, orders in if you want to do it that way. They have a quality control place right next to that once the order hits there, they go through and verify everything. Then if it's not verified and it goes out to their packaging place, it gets kicked back. Like
They say fix it.
it was a mini Amazon the way they do it, man. And they don't do just like aftermarket parts. They actually sell used parts. If you're trying to restore a Z, they've got I've seen doors like everywhere for Zs on hangers. They do OEM stuff. If you're actually looking for OEM parts for your Nissan or Infiniti, they do sell those as well. So very, very impressed with those guys. I can't say enough, and I wouldn't say that unless I came back pretty high as a kite of just like this.
He
is how you do
called
it.
me on his way home, and he was high as a kite.
And not
Literally.
Yes, not in the legal sense.
On the adrenaline fun side.
Andrew, I'm not asking you to pay for any Z1 mentions. I gladly do that without your donations, but I do appreciate your donations by all means. Let's see. What is in that glass, Tim? This is Gentleman Jack, and it's about it's now gone. So now
You get to kiss me later.
Now I'm off to Miller Lite Land. Let's see. It is pristine. That car is nice. Let's see. Tammy hit me with the super. Did I miss? What am I doing wrong?
What's this?
That's the super chats. Oh, there's one.
Nice. Whoa, thanks, Tammy.
Look, Copeland's. Which actually, if you guys are interested, I talked to Kevin, Kevin and Josh. I felt like you guys sound like a radio DJ couple. Kevin and Josh on WCAY Moab. We're live all the time.
WCAY.
Anyways, we're going to do an interview with Kevin and hopefully Josh about their time serving, running Moab.
Like how you just said serving in Gone Moab.
I don't know. That was a big drink. Anyways, their time running Gone Moab. And for those that don't know, Gone Moab is the end all be all. Moab in general is the mecca of off-roading. I know you can go to California and, you want to really tear up your truck, but in general, Moab is it. And Kevin, you guys, I think were a part of the first ones and then took over the event and really made it what it is. And then some scumbag took it over and ruined it for a couple of years. And it's now back with my buddy Leland. If you haven't listened to the latest episode, you'll hear Leland talk about that. But we're going to do an interview with you guys, and I want everybody to kind of get a sense of the fun and the craziness, because Moab used to be a crazy thing. If you didn't come back with a skull on the side of your truck, something was wrong. So,
and I'm glad I always took a rental.
Yes.
I don't like spray paint on my truck.
Let's see.
I like to do my own modifications.
Andrew, too much money being thrown at him. I'll dance. I mean,
Lord.
Kelly, leave the room.
Bye, guys.
Let's see.
Not anything I haven't seen before.
No, Joe, we were not affected by the tornado. I slept through the tornado. I didn't realize I hadn't paid much attention to the weather and didn't realize it was.
So I actually was binging on a show on Netflix, and he kept rolling over pissy and moaning because I was still watching my Netflix at like 1 o'clock.
Let me guess, a murder mystery. Yes, it was.
Sinner in USA, I think. Yeah. Murder mystery. Yeah. But I went to sleep. I actually looked at the radar really quickly at 1 o'clock, and it just was red coming through. But that's normal for Nashville, and I just went to sleep. And then I wake up on our anniversary to this one saying, "Hey, a tornado came through Nashville and killed 5 people," and
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Right, because we had it in 09 09 we had a Good Friday tornado come through here and only killed a lady and her baby. Unfortunately, if she was staying home, she wouldn't have been killed. But
yeah, but she was trying to get in a car or something, and
but it destroyed my town. So like I can't imagine what I don't know. I don't even want to think about it because I've lost a child through just cancer. So I don't even want to think of what it's like to, and I got to say goodbye to my child, but I can't imagine what it was like to lose a family member and not get to say, anything to them. So let's see. And I'm not trying to bring this down by any means, guys. I do not take this lightly.
You jumped way up here. Now
I'm sorry.
Go way back down. Way down.
I'm skimming. Sorry.
Maxima great again. Flagship.
Alien. I think to make the Maxima great again, it's going to be an EV. I do see it coming, man.
Really?
Yes. I think Maxima serves no purpose anymore. It's
You're talking about competing with Tesla.
Yes. They had the technology to compete with Tesla. The new Maxima is a good-looking car. It's just a front-wheel drive car, and it's a CVT transmission in that thing.
It's probably good that it's front-wheel drive that I owned it because I didn't need a rear-wheel drive.
No, you did. Oh,
ended up
when
with
this
too
one
many stitches.
this one got the Titan, our first V8, and she took the Titan from me. She just basically like your significant other will do. They just assume your things, your toys, and like when you test drove the Titan.
What is it going to do? It's going to sit in the driveway and be driven on the weekends if I don't drive.
When you test drove the V8 of that Titan, her face was like she was grinning from ear to ear. Because I told you to get into it because I knew it was a selling point for me to get the truck.
Yeah, see, that was his negotiating power. I actually I almost got a ticket in that, like one of the first 2 weeks that I was.
Yes. Andrew, stop it. It's weird you tell people not to give you money. Man, we've really missed a bunch of people talking. I'm sorry I'm filling you guys in our silly life.
I've been trying to be on here for nearly half a year. Scroll up. Everything I see is phenomenal. No Tuaca. No Tuaco. It wasn't that terrible.
I don't dislike Tuaca.
It's like vanilla-ish.
Danny, if you guys want to piss Danny off, hand him a glass of Tuaca. I think he
actually don't even tell him it's Tuaca. Just give it to him, and they call it.
We've got next live podcast. I need you to me and you talk about Danny drinking moonshine here.
Lord.
We've got some stories for Danny, wheeling with Danny, and him puking.
He was interesting on the ladies' run the night after drinking.
Yes. Well, it's about time I shot the whiskey. That was a full glass, Tim. I'm not the pro like you are at drinking 2 or 3 glasses.
Hey, you only drank beer when we met with you.
Yeah, well,
so what's wrong with that?
Tim's he's a whiskey dude. Let's see, it's Miller time. It is. Hey, cheers! It is Miller time.
Love the car's best fucking place ever. Wish I was there now.
Where was that?
Andrew.
Oh. Let's see.
Had to do 2 to get the 2 messages.
Oh.
Of course, I have to stomp Kevin.
Jeez. Anyways, let's see. Andrew, Plea for Life, dude. Thank you so much, man. Like I said, this is. I don't do these for the super chat, so they are greatly appreciated. Let's see. Where is Carlos going? I think he's in Lebanon right now, and he can't leave that country.
And not Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yes. Let's see. Last one night. Hope to bring. Yes. Andrew, you're nuts, dude. Andrew, send me message me your address. I got something fun to send you. You know what, Andrew? My buddy Tim from Pickup Trucks Talk Plus SUV sent me some cool hats. And I'm not telling you which one I'm sending you, buddy, but
let's be honest, we're not sure which one I'm sending you.
Yes, this is
I'm the shipping department.
Kelly's also my shipping department plus quality control.
Mm-hmm.
But I
can't help it. I can't always control his quality.
Let's see.
Just put that.
Anyways, guys, you guys are crazy. I appreciate it. You guys got a roll. Thank you for the live chat, dude. Thank you for following us. Even though you're a Toyota Ram guy, I appreciate the love. Yes, Tim, it is insane. Let's see, Tammy, support if you can. Great podcast, Tammy. I find it hard to believe that you're listening to the NNP. I don't know that Kevin he may. I don't know. Kevin's crazy. He probably forces.
There's lots of
me to
us
do it.
awesome or women out there.
They're
She
all,
might.
They're Jesus. How are we missing?
What is going on?
What is my favorite sport? Wait a minute. I feel like I'm missing something.
I feel like you're missing something.
Oh, no, there's Tim. Let's see. There's Tammy, Ronald, NMP for life. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you guys enjoy what I mean. Me and Kelly love, and Kelly's becoming more and more a part of this. So I definitely want ladies' opinions of like the Titan. I think it's very important that you do a video on the Titan and show.
I think there's a lot of women out there that drive these vehicles, and our voices are kind of unheard. So I think it's good.
Right. Because I'll be honest, like if I look at the stats of the podcast and everything, it's 99% men. Now there's that 1% that Kelly's going to represent, and hopefully you're going to make that more of 50-50. Let's see.
Try.
The last Maxima was cool in 02.
Dave, what's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport. As a kid, I would have said baseball. I'm from Ohio, so I'm a huge Cincinnati Reds fan. I was a huge Pete Rose fan. My number growing up was always 13 for Dave Concepcion, who was their shortstop. And but now I would say it's football. After the strike in '95, my Reds were destined to be World Series champs in. And
you got your heart hurt.
I got my heart crushed by baseball, and I follow it. And we've taken Sydney to games and Corbin to games. We took her to her
first Reds game.
But I would say now football is it. I'm a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan, which Kelly can agree. I'm a huge Titans fan as well. I do like the local team. This is NP. But that would be my favorite. That would be my favorite sport. Ronald is nuts. Let's see, Maxima. You guys are crazy, man.
Wait, scroll back up.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Come on, 95. Oh, keep scrolling.
All right, let's see.
Tammy passed him.
It's the super chat is crazy tonight. I do appreciate it. Let's see. The NMP guys, you know, for the Nissan community being a small community, you guys show us a lot of support. I mean, I get a lot of direct messages or something, man, just people just liking what we do. And I know we're truck heavy, but we're trying to get more into the car stuff. Clearly the Z is and the GTR is about the only fun stuff to cover, but I do.
And honestly, this guy, I'll say, since the beginning has wanted to talk cars too. So it's not like it's just something that's coming out. It's been the overlanding talk, the truck talk, the SUV talk, the car talk, the racing talk, all of that. It's really been all of it.
Tim, regifting my gifts already. Yeah, Tim, I said in that when I did the live opening of that's what's going to happen with those, because I think our fans, including yours, deserve those hats, man. Like you, I get a ton of hats. Like, don't go to an off-road event. We can't, because it's like. You come back. I don't even pack shirts anymore. It's like because you come back with all this stuff.
Honestly, I was putting laundry away today, and I was like, "Okay, here's my Nissan section."
Yes, pretty much. Let's see. Yes, more whiskey, more fun. Let's see. I have not, Joe. I've not met
Alfonso Albesa.
Let's see. Tiago was really cool. Let's see. That's representing Kelly. Kelly's total Kelly is at the end of the day is probably a better driver off-road than I am anymore. And I don't say that lightly. Like I'm point of pride that I kind of taught you about driving.
Yeah.
But one of our last fun trips, like you caved in the side of your door and your exterior and you're just like, it was bound to happen.
My white knuckle off-road saved me though completely.
Yes.
Because it wouldn't have just been a cave-in. It would have been a complete nasty, gnarly.
Let's see. Tammy, always good support, good podcast. Thank you so much, Tammy. I do appreciate that. Live chat, but when you do, thank you for the live chat.
Cars suck, trucks roll.
Yes, sports cars are fun, Tim. I don't care what you say. Sports cars are fun. Boring commuter cars, yes. I did the review of my son's 17 Sentra, and that was the hardest review of trying to do in my life, to find something interesting to talk about.
Find something positive.
Yes, the Versa that I did, which was a nice car.
It was a nice car.
You got to drive it a little bit. It's a nice car. Was hard to find fun things to talk about.
The coolest thing about that thing and for somebody that has control issues, is the automatic braking.
Mm-hmm. But as far as like,
but that's the coolest thing about it to me.
It's a car. It looks like every other thing in its class. It was hard to show excitement about it. Let's see, Arthur. Any plans on doing a review of the new Frontier?
Maybe.
There are plans of the 2020 Frontier. My problem, you would think this wouldn't be a problem. So my problem being next to HQ in Nashville is they don't keep a ton of press cars here. Believe it or not, a lot of the press cars go to LA, Denver. I forget, Tim would know on the East Coast, but on the East Coast, I can't think where they store a lot. So it's harder for me to get press cars here. Now, Danny, I can push Danny into all kinds of press cars being in LA when Danny has the time, and which is the plan this spring for Danny to do more reviews. But so more than likely, Danny will get to do a review of the Frontier, which will be nice because Danny has the Red Dragon, his 14. So I think him getting to test the new engine out would be nice. But the plan is, as soon as the 2021 hits, I'm flying wherever it is when I can get the first one.
Oh, you're letting everybody know?
No, I've talked to him about it. To fly and get the first one and just instantly heading to Nistec lifts, instantly going to Z1, and just we're gonna have a lot of fun with that truck.
And honestly, that's the reason why we're talking about this little fun car that we're interested in getting to.
So let's
great segue.
Yes, as we wrap this thing up, because I've hour
make 16. Sure you didn't cover anything and I miss anything. 350 is the best. What color would you get in the new Frontier?
In the current new Frontier,
the new. If it came, which we don't know anything about color scheme, but let's say they had whatever you could choose. You'd choose some orange color.
No, maybe. But if it came out in the Titan Warrior gray, I would probably go
the khaki-ish color.
No, Titan Warrior gray. It's a dark gray. It's kind of like your SUV, your Xterra is now. Something like that. I'm very fond of white cars for some reason. Like my Xterra, my first Xterra was white. That Stormtrooper look, for some reason, it's interesting to me. My Frontier was
Betty
white.
White was white.
Yep. So let's see. Before we in this, let's see. Ronald. Do you work for us now? Jeez, Ronald's
on a cruise ship.
I know he's pimping me out like crazy. So we do have a Patreon account. I do appreciate everything y'all have done for me here. Nissan Nation Podcast over there. If you want to do we have a couple tiers. Ronald got his hat and shirt. Mm-hmm. Well, it was just a shirt, but we sent him a hat because he's super awesome. Try to make it worth your while. It is, once again, all this money we collect goes back to the show. I'm not getting rich by any means from this.
Nope.
We have hosting fees. We probably, not that it's a lot of money, but $100 a month just in hosting and everything.
Yeah.
Our trip to Detroit or Chicago was pretty expensive. So that's kind of what
we just paid that off.
What this is about. So let's see. Titan Mike.
Do you think they'll do any Frontier Adventures?
Oh, wait. Yes, I do. I know for a fact they're going to do Frontier Adventures. Now, I say it, I know for a fact. I know from November, my last Titan adventure, that they are planning some Frontier stuff. Now, granted, the company is what it is at the moment, but they'll be back in a year. They are going to do some killer stuff with the Frontier, stuff like that, and they're going to bring enthusiasts. And once again, if you have critiques of the company, be positive in your. Don't just see like Nissan's a piece of shit. I hope the truck falls apart or whatever. Like, if you're having a problem with the vehicle, constructive criticism is the best way to get changes done within the company. And I was told this by people who make changes within Nissan, that they screen capture everything you do. They take it to their boss. Their boss takes it to the next boss. If you just constantly call it a piece of crap truck, blah, 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 that ain't going nowhere. But if you're like, hey, man, I've had this problem. Why are they not fixing it? You know, my local dealership. And don't be like your dealers suck.
Right.
Dealers don't suck. Dealers are only allowed to do so much. And that's a fact. Dealers don't make a ton of money on the new cars. They make money on used cars and their service department. Service department, you take your truck into them, guess what? If it's under warranty, they're getting paid from Nissan. So it's not like they don't want to work on your vehicle.
But they have to prove that
right.
It's there too. But keep in mind this. Do you want to be around somebody that beats the crap out of you all the time? You don't. So it's kind of the same mentality from a Nissan perspective. They're just going to keep going, oh, there's another one, and keep on scrolling. Do you expect the Frontier to mimic the Navara Warrior in Australia? I think to boost sales, they should.
I cannot say. But yes. Titan
They're
Mike.
talking.
Sorry, Titan Mike. I do expect I've been told you're going to get the basic S, SV, Pro 4X, and then there could be something special come out within Frontier, but I wouldn't expect it till year 2 of the new Frontier.
Lord.
Oh, what?
Andrew, don't spend all your money tonight. The whole point of
Andrew,
working is to
yes,
work
please.
for a job.
These are every Sunday, by the way.
Yeah.
No, guys, you guys have went nuts tonight, man. I appreciate it. Once again, I do appreciate it. So, wait, did I miss that question before we?
No, I think.
I know they
maybe.
keep asking stuff, and it's let's see.
I think that's it.
Ronald is the true MVP here. You guys are all MVPs by sticking around this long, man. So, fun vehicle.
And we're up to 13 likes.
We are up to 13 likes, but we had like 22 people watching, so that means a few of them didn't like us.
And I was not one of those 42.
Do I think the 2021 Frontier will be on the same chassis as the current one? Yes, Cooper, I do believe the 2021 will be on the same chassis. Obviously, tweaks. They'll tweak some things, but yes.
It was alluded to that in Chicago anyway. It was talking about, honestly, the heart was redone and the outside was going, like the outside.
Yes. They stressed the
aesthetics. The aesthetics were going to change, but the rest of it was not going
to. Let's see. And let's hope they do away with the coil bucket contact. Let's see. Joe, you guys, thank you so much. Let's see. Dubai, Andrew, my last trip to Dubai was canceled. Thank you. But Dubai sounds... I hear you can get round trips tickets to China right now for $350. So, Ronald, you may see us in Hawaii soon.
I did actually look into cruises for spring break for our daughter and I.
We're willing to risk it.
Yeah.
We're
I mean, for $50 a day, I mean, I'll go on a 3-day cruise.
So, fun vehicle as we wind this down, because you guys have been way generous with your time. And plus, I've got to talk to Ryan Miller on Instagram here in a few. So, if you're watching this and just want to hear me and Ryan Miller talk, tune in. So, we're looking for something fun for the channel, and it can't be like I don't want a Altima, Sentra. So I'd asked this question earlier, what do you think we should buy? Now, granted, this is vehicle that we buy. It's Nissan. It needs to be interesting because it needs to be interesting content for YouTube. I don't want, it's a daily driver for basically you or me, but it's also content for the show. And we've looked at a few this week, and I'm probably going to go test drive a Juke. There's a 6-speed turbo 2011 Juke that I'm actually looking at, and I know Kevin Copeland had one. Him and Tammy had a Juke.
For the record, I'm not ecstatic about it being a manual transmission.
But for a turbo, you don't want a CVT in a turbo. It just wouldn't be fun.
So here's the story. I can drive a manual transmission, but I burn clutches.
Right. And part of it is it needs to be basically under $6,000. There's a budget to this because in a year it'll be gone. Like the fun of this vehicle is it holds us over till this Frontier hits, and then we get the Frontier. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is a Juke. I'm interested in a Cube, but we're also interested in what you guys think would be fun Nissan.
I'm not interested in a Cube.
Well, I'm interested.
I'm interested in a Juke, but I'm not interested in a Cube.
So. Let's see before we wrap this up.
The Q50. I looked into a couple Infinities the other day.
The Pathfinder, the current Pathfinder or the previous Pathfinder with the V8 would be nice, but they're hard to find. I mean, the V8's super hard to find. And I watched, as we talk that, I watched the very last Pathfinder with the V8 roll across the assembly line in Smyrna, which is not that, Oh, they still have their Juke. She loves it.
Nice. Yeah, see, that's the thing is like we want to be able to turn it in too, so that makes the window. We don't want to
lose. You don't want to lose a ton of money on this, which is why we budgeted about $6,000 for this vehicle. Obviously, we could afford a lot more vehicle, but there's a 1-year period on this vehicle, and then it goes to somebody else. So. Obviously, if it was the Juke, probably rims, tires, maybe drop it a little bit. I don't know. There's a lot of fun things we could do with that vehicle. So, let's see. Nice. So, I mean, sorry that your son killed your vehicle, Tammy. But anyways. All right, guys. So, once again, thank you. Like, you guys went nuts with the Super Chats tonight, man. I
was only letting the dog in.
I know. But thank you for Kelly for telling some fun stories. We'll try to tell some more. We have a bunch of fun stories with Danny that we can talk about.
I'll I'll have to write some down.
If you're interested, I'm about to hit up Ryan Miller on Instagram, and
On
we're
the
going to talk about Truck Night in America. A year ago this weekend, Ryan was on.
It's a 1-year anniversary.
Yep. And before that, it was it August when he stayed at our house, and he was super pumped. He was going down to Georgia to film.
Seems like it, yeah.
And so there's going to be some fun stories that I can talk to Ryan about. And guys, you guys have you've been awesome tonight, man. I don't expect these things every. I don't take it for granted when you guys are so kind to us. I'm going to get Danny to do one of these on a Sunday because you guys deserve a taste of Goofy Danny.
Danny is a mess.
But seriously, the community in general has always been super kind to me, whether when I started Xterra Nation or just the NXM, like the first NXM, like they were just nuts, like how they
He expected
us.
like 10 people to come, and there were 60, 70,
50,
80 something.
No, first one was 50
I don't know.
something.
I don't know. It was a lot of trucks.
Anyways, we do have Windrock about to launch.
We do.
We're still working within Nissan to get them to
nail down
the date for we want to start it at HQ, but it's still September 20th through 25th this year. Come have some fun. You don't have to you could be in a Sentra and come. We'll find a seat for you to just come have fun.
Yeah.
If you're a Nissan fan and you're a Nissan truck fan, like Gone Moab or Windrock, they're life-changing things because had it not been, I mean, I always wanted a Frontier or when the Xterra first came out, but had it not been for that tornado in 9, I don't know that we would have been as big of a community as we've been. So thank you guys so much. You guys seriously went crazy. Most of you have spent an hour and 30 minutes with me. Probably just because
nobody likes looking at our face for an hour.
But
I wasn't here for that.
Once again, I thank you so much tonight, guys. I cannot say enough for it, and I do mean that a lot. We're not
for Danny and Head to come back.
Andrew, I'll make sure Danny does one of these. I think Danny would be fun to do it with. And if you don't, the Group X on YouTube, Danny's been doing some live stuff over there, talking about his race truck. Check him out, man. Danny needs a lot of watch time to get funded himself. Obviously, we're funded here on YouTube, but Danny could use some help. He has the subscribers.
He just needs to watch.
He just needs some people to watch some of his videos. So, all right. So from all things Nissan here in Middle Tennessee, in my hot office, it's hot in here.
It is warm today.
To wherever you're watching us around the globe, this has been your Nissan Nation podcast live with Dave, and I guess I need to add Kelly to the list. All right. How do I end this?
We are out.
Peace, everybody. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna get our kid in bed.